Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one. Let's see if I can make this one turn up a treat. I think it'll be about 200%. Okay, let's see what this is. It's a hat. An interesting material, if you can hold it up to the light. I can show you the sun cracking through. I must admit, folks, I'm not a person who greatly admires, but I do admire. But I do have some admiration, right? She was a really nice lady. She just died, and we all know who that person is. It's the Queen. The Queen just recently died, and this hat reminds me of her. It looks like something she would probably wear, but I'm not a big fan. I appreciate the Queen's beauty. She gives off a very inner glow, if you know what I mean. Like, she gives off positive vibes. As I said, I'm not a fan of the royals. I don't watch them. I don't admire them all slavishly. But I do appreciate the beauty of Queen Elizabeth II. I do appreciate her. There is something about her that makes me feel positive. She's full of positivity, folks, and that's what I like about her. Not because she's rich, not because she's a royal, although, of course, I do think it's good that she is rich and that she's been generous, but I'm not a person who goes out looking I'm not interested, really. It's not something that really interests me. It's just that this is a big ticket news item, and everyone seems to like her or love her, but I'm not. As I said, I'm not a fan. It's just happened to be. How should I explain it? I'm not a fan. That's the thing. I'm not a fan, but I do appreciate her because of her positivity, if you know what I mean. Positive vibes. Now this is looking a bit wishy-washy and a bit low contrast, so I'm thinking I'm going to maybe up the contrast on that. But I don't typically follow celebrities, folks. I'm not interested in celebrities and famous people and all that sort of shit and rich people. I just don't have a real following attitude towards them. I just don't have any desire to constantly look for articles and watching it on television, gossip this, gossip that. I really hate that shit. It's not smart. It's not intelligent. People have got to learn to, this is looking good. Look at this. People have got to learn to think for themselves and to think outside the fandom box, because not everyone in this world is cut out to be just a fan or a follower or a viewer. We need more people in this world who can stand up and do something positive, like the Queen did. I know she was born into it, but we've got to use our talents and our gifts. We've got to use our talents and our gifts, and that's what I've been learning here with my art as a photocopier artist. Is I've been learning to think outside the box of being a fan. I used to be a fan of Xerox, for example. I used to follow Xerox. Xerox was my favourite company. But Xerox is not as good as it should be. And one day I'd like, if I could somehow make the right connections in life, I'd like to take over Xerox and make it into a company that's more sustainable. Now that's turned out looking shit. A company that's more sustainable and doesn't pollute the planet as much, and a company that builds photocopiers that make a difference instead of being shit. I really hate the way people are so caught up in being a fan of these companies, these entities. Now I know what's happened. I've used, fuck me dead. I used that, but it's not going to work in negative mode. It's not working in negative mode. Fuck it. See, these machines are not as good as they should be, and I'm not going to demean myself and be a fan because the companies want to make money. I don't admire these companies, you know. I use their equipment, I make art, but I'm not a fan. I don't follow, I follow on social media, that kind of follow, but I don't, now I'm going to start again, but I don't follow them slavishly. I don't have any admiration for Xerox. I don't have any admiration for this company, Konica Minolta. In fact, I deride these companies because all they care about is greed, money, love of money, folks. When you make a lot of money, you should really be giving back to society instead of keeping it to yourself. And that's one thing the Queen was credited to, was that she was a woman of service. That's how they described her. So she obviously used her riches productively, whereas companies like this, Konica Minolta, they don't care about the poor, they don't care about the environment. They like to say they're the future, and they like to make all this smoke and mirrors, bong smoke, advertising campaigns and shit. And I have no admiration for companies like this. And people, you know, and people like the Queen are a rare breed, that they combine being rich and famous and powerful with being generous and being kind. So basically, yeah. And I do think she's gone to a happy place, and she's there I believe she's with her late husband, Prince Philip. Now, I don't know much about this shit. This is just common stuff that you hear on the news. I'm trying to get in the 6 o'clock news with my art as a photocopier artist, and basically I come across a lot of material on the news that happens, and a lot of the royals appeared a lot on the news. So yeah, I know something about them, even though I don't consciously or don't make an effort trying to get to know all that stuff. But that looks really quite nice. I think we can now call this demo quits.